Good morning. Good morning. It's lovely to connect with you today. My name is Leanne Peters. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to host our 12/12 healing event. So welcome. It may not even be the 12th of the 12th for you yet. I'm coming to you very early on my 12th of the 12th. So I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia. It is Saturday, the 12th of December 2020, 12/12/2020, at exactly 6:49 a.m. So I not long got out of bed. My son is planning on doing work all day long just over there on his car. So I thought I would get up before he gets up and share with you. So I'm here early so we can be here in peace. So how are you? Are you well? I sort of feel like I feel that this 12/12/2020 feels like one of the last milestones for this year. So it's a great opportunity for us to stop, reflect, look at what we've gained, what we've accomplished, what we have achieved this year, and also what has been a struggle this year that we can consider then how or what we're going to do moving forward. So we have a few sort of milestones moving into the new year, including New Year's Eve, the new year itself. I'm not a numerologist, so I can't tell you what 12 means in numerology. I am here, and I have been here for most of the power days of the month for many years, because it just feels right, and that's good enough reason for me. So I will often, in fact, most of the things I do is because it feels right to do them. And I'm okay with that simply being the answer. Are you okay to do things that just simply feel right? You don't have to have an explanation or a big fancy description as to why you're doing something. Can it just be simply because you feel good to do it? So, the cat's coming. So welcome, extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. Let's do some quick shout outs in the comments. So I want to welcome Carolyn, and Heather is here too. Hi Heather. Hi Chelsea. Chelsea's away from home, so I might lose the feed. Well, hopefully you can come back later, but welcome. Welcome Diva Kuma, I think. Welcome. Hello Lavy. Angela's here. Good morning from New South Wales. Hello Yvonne from Kentucky. We've got Felix here. Welcome. Lavy says it's Friday here. Yes, it's probably Friday for most people. We're a bit, tend to be a bit ahead of most of you. It's lovely to see you too, Carolyn. Welcome. Hi Corey. Hello Maxwell. Greeth says Libra. I don't know what the question is, but if that's to me and my star sign, no. I'm a Taurus, if that's what you're asking, but I'm not sure what your question is around Libra. Hello Clive from the UK. We've got Alison here. Nabil is from Tunisia, I think. Hello Trinity. Hello Nabil. Thank you. Hello Carol, good morning. Regero from Cape Town, welcome. Sorry, I'm not very good with other languages, so please excuse me. Hello Anne. Anne's feeling good. Excellent. Yule, I think, from Finland, welcome. Hello Edith from Canada. Mohammed is here. Vicky's here. Elizabeth from Oregon is here. And Mari from Cape Town is here too. So looks like everyone's here. Welcome. Oh, Tunisia is nice country, North Africa. Well, welcome. Vivian's here. I'm with my sick daughter in hospital. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your daughter and sending lots of love. Well, this is a great event to tune into because we'll be sending love and healing out to those that we know and love who might be struggling or needing some. So this is the time to connect. So if you can hang around. But we'll definitely put your daughter in our thoughts. So the plan. The plan is this. We have kind of 3 phases of this next 40 minutes or so that I'll be hanging out with you. The first thing we're going to do is some smudging with some sage, little pieces of sage. My sage stick actually has broken up, so we've got little pieces now. So we'll be doing some smudging and some clearing just to really help prepare us to go into this healing time. So our smudging time is time to release our stresses, our pressure that we're under, and the things that we've got going on in our life. So that will be smudging time. Then we go from smudging time into our time of receiving. So this will be time when I use either, I'm not sure yet, the peacock drum or my singing bell. So we'll use one of those to go into receiving time. Receiving times where we create space for you to receive. So this will be for you to soak up what you need. And then the energy will shift and we'll move into giving time. So then I'll use the other instrument and then we're going to join forces to send love and healing out to others and also around our planet. So that's going to take up this next 40 minutes or so. So, Rani, you lost your sister today? That's awful. Sending you loads of love. Wow, what a big time we're in, aren't we? It's huge. Okay, let's smudge. So I've got my sage. Let's grab my lighter and let's find the best little piece of sage. Potentially, we'll go with this guy. And so this is time now to prepare ourselves to go into the healing time. So let's just light this. Okay, oh, it smells so good. I really don't like this enough. So, take a nice big breath. For anyone who wants to join in, kick off your shoes. We'll be here for a little while. If you can't hang around for the whole time, it's okay. You can come back and connect with the replay a little bit later. So, take a nice big breath as we imagine this sacred smoke washing over our bodies and carrying away with it all negative energies, entities, cords, hooks, attacks, and attachments. So let's surrender all that stuff that we've been dealing with and let it go. If it's stuff that we don't need to be carrying, let's let it go for good. But if there are things that you have to do later, if there's things that you're dealing with that you're in the middle of, can you put that stuff aside while we spend this time together in healing and in connection? Can you put your to-do list out the door? Can you put the stuff you've been organising out the door? I like to imagine I've got a box outside my door. Well, I'm sitting outside, so right now I'd probably imagine a box just over there, out of my attention, out of my awareness. And in that box I imagine putting all the things I've got to do, all the things I'm in the middle of, and just give myself this 30, 40, whatever minutes to focus on what I need to receive and sending love and healing out as well. Okay. So take some nice big breaths and let go. Okay. So let's put this stick out. I've got some sand in here in this little smudge bowl. The cat is sitting over in the grass over there behind my lemon tree, and she's just listening. She must think I'm mad. which is just sit here talking to myself so often. So now we're moving into our time of receiving. So this is your time for you. Everyone else aside, this is for you to soak up what you need. I'm going to pull a healing energy card around our time of receiving. And then based on that card and what I feel, I will decide which instrument I'm going to use for our time of receiving. Okay, so the best card that we need now as individuals as we let ourselves receive. What is the word for today? Good idea. I don't know. I don't have a word at this point. Do you have a word for today? Our card for now is Spiral of Grace, card 24. And I'll read what it says down here, and then we'll talk a bit more about this card. It says, moving beyond karma and old wounds. So it's sort of like, I get the feeling with this card of lifting up above karma, we could say, or old wounds, the things that are holding us back. It says, transform fear into love. Expand from the wheel of karma, where things go around and around, repeat, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I giggle because that's what you're sort of told when you're hairdressing, when you're an apprentice. You rinse the hair and then repeat, shampoo. Expand from the wheel of karma and into the spiral of grace. So I see we expand, and the energy of this card is expanding from the wheel of cause and effect, the wheel of repeat, rinse and repeat, and lift above that, or out of that loop, you know, where things repeat themselves, the patterns that we find ourselves in, the things that we keep attracting in our life. Why does this same sort of person keep coming into my life? Why do I attract the same sort of job or the same type of neighbour that's been in that loop, that wheel, that pattern? So with this card, I feel it's about lifting up out of that looping, out of that patterning, and into the spiral of grace. So I see the spiral as like a path to follow that is ever expanding. So it doesn't have a loop, it doesn't have a rinse and repeat sort of feeling. It has an expansion, a growth to it. And there is growth in the spiral. There's growth and expansion in the movement of the spiral if we were to follow that sort of path. It's very difficult to grow when we're caught in the loop of the wheel, if that makes sense. And it says, the journey of love, let the past go. Explore separation. So this is about lifting ourselves up and out of our hurt and pain, our fear, our obstacles, the things that we're paralysed by. Of course, if it's a fresh thing that's a fresh event, it's very difficult to feel that yet. So all you can do if you're going through a fresh thing that is a new, like a loss or something like that, or something that you're in the middle of that's very much consuming you at the moment, it's quite difficult to lift yourself up because the weight of what you've just been through is heavy. So what I would remind myself in that situation for new things is to go gently. I just repeat in my mind, gently, gently, and just do my best to get through my day. So gently, gently. So if that's you, maybe think of going gently, just treating yourself really gently right now. If you've been dealing with things for a while and they're still having a negative effect on you, then this may be more applicable for you. So think about the areas of your life, the areas of yourself, because really this phase of our healing event is about us as individuals. Where are you being held back, and how can you lift free from that? How can you transform fear into love? How can you turn the challenges of your life into opportunities? What is the opportunity and the challenge? There is always one. Unless it's a fresh thing that we're just dealing with now, it can be very difficult to see. But when we come out the other side and the energy settles a little bit, I have never not found a challenging situation in my whole life. I've never not found that there is some gem, there is some opportunity in it. An opportunity usually for me to better myself, for me to become stronger, to become clearer, to have stronger, clearer boundaries for myself, perhaps. So, lifting up, lifting free, expanding, following the spiral, we could say, the spiral journey, the expansion. I feel it's perfect really to use the singing bell. So let's use the singing bell. So I have the Tibetan singing bell, which I've taken the ringer out, and I'm going to hold it this way. And I'm going to play this for a few minutes for you. And I want to repeat that. I'm playing this for you. So please let yourself receive what you need now from the singing bell. Soak it up, breathe it in, feel it, let it nourish you, let it recharge you, let it support you, let it strengthen you, let it bring you calm, let it bring you peace. It's interesting, I find sometimes in different phases that people can be offering support or strength or whatever to me. And it's strange sometimes as a human that sometimes we just tend to push it away. It's like when, I don't do it anymore because I've wised up to it, but I noticed when I used to feel overwhelmed and I felt like everything that I had to do was consuming me, and my to-do list felt like it was the longest to-do list in the world, and it was overwhelming, overbearing. And when people around me would say, how can I help? I would immediately say, there's nothing you can do, I can do this myself. And then I think later on, why? Why did I just react like that instead of saying, well, actually, thank you, yes, I could do with a hand right now. So I think sometimes we push the help away for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter what the reason is, I don't feel. So what I'm saying is, can you open yourself up just a little further to the help that's here for you? So I'm going to play the singing bell. There's nothing you can do wrong. So at the very least, just listen and take big deep breaths. Drink in the sound. Let it fill you up. And then whatever you need at this time, take it from the bell. If you need to transform fear into love, if you need to lift up out of that looping wheel, those patterns that you keep repeating, and into the spiral of grace, if that resonates with you, then please focus on that. If you just need some peace and calm in your body, focus on that. So nice big breaths. Drink in, breathe in this love that's been offered to you now. Lifting up, spiraling up, expanding, growing, improving, becoming. Okay, so take another nice big breath and allow yourself to come back to hold in that feeling of peace or calm or whatever it is that you have felt during this time of receiving. If you just joined in, I was playing a singing bell with this card in mind, the Spiral of Grace. So really lifting up and expanding. It gives us a new perspective of things, doesn't it? When we can look at the opportunity in the challenge, when we can imagine lifting ourselves up out of that wheel of rinse and repeat, that wheel of karma, if you like, that wheel of patterns where we just keep repeating, we get not only caught in a loop, but we get stuck in the forest. So we're looking very closely at our problems, and it can be very difficult to see a solution or see a way out because we're so caught up, we're so in the forest that we can't see the forest for the trees, if you like. So another way of looking at this card and what its message is to move out of the forest, to see the forest and see the bigger picture, to really expand our perspective so that we can see other options, we can see potential solutions, we can see ways out of troubling situations or ways in to new welcoming situations. So it really is about a perspective shift. So Spiral of Grace. Thank you. I trust you enjoyed your time of receiving. So thank you. Before I move into my time of giving, our time of sending energy out, I want to thank you for joining me because I know some people like to leave at this point, but please do stay if you can because it's good that we're all, if we can come together and send love and healing out to others and around our planet, it's helpful. But if you do have to go, I want to thank you for joining me. If you have and are enjoying this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you want to connect more privately or you want to learn more about the work that I do at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. If you find this video and my other videos and things supportive, please consider supporting my work through my website. So let's now move into our time of giving. So we've brought the energy in, we've let ourselves receive and soak up what we need, and that will probably continue for a little longer if you need to, you know, like bathing in the afterglow of that receiving time. But we're now moving into our time of giving. So it's like a balance of the in and out breath. Breathing in is just as important as breathing out. Just like giving, receiving, allowing others to give to us, or letting ourselves receive is as valuable as the giving. In fact, I found the more I give, the more I need to allow myself to receive. So there is a balance there. And I might be receiving in compliments, I might be receiving in allowing myself some me time. So there's all different ways of allowing ourselves to receive, but we're in our time of giving, so the energy's now moving out into, we're expanding out from ourselves. I want to find a card to represent our giving time. So in a moment, I'm going to guide us. We are going to join forces together to send love and healing out to others and around our planet. And I will play the drum. So the best card for our time of giving is this. What is it? It's this. Emotional healing. Card 8. So it says down here, healing of emotions and the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra sits just below our navel, and it's our center for emotional, sexual, and creative energies. It says, be cautious of emotional dramas unfolding around you. Hold your center and listen to how you feel. Interesting. In fact, I think that's part of the reason why I've needed to lay low a bit this week, is all this drama that's just pushing and pulling. It's like we're in a washing machine and being pushed and pulled and tumbling around. Just the drama in the outside world, the media, the way the mass media gets caught on tangents of things, and plus promotes fear and promotes massive propaganda. So there is massive drama just in the global, worldwide perspective. There's probably also drama that's happening maybe in our state, in our country, in our area. There may even be drama that's been happening in our family or in our closer community, family kind of groups. So this card is reminding us that it's really important, not only now, but maybe even it has been maybe in the recent weeks, but also in the weeks moving forward, that we hold our centre within the eye of the storm. So the storm has always been playing on and has been brewing up around us. It always has been. It may be more intense right now. It may be louder right now. It doesn't really matter of the volume. The drama, the storm of the outer world has always been there. This is nothing new. What the storm, the colour of the storm, the words of the storm, the fear of the storm, all that will shift and change and move. But the storm, if it's just simply a storm and we want to keep in the eye of the storm, we want to hold our centre, the storm has always been there. It's never not been. Sometimes it's louder than others, or sometimes we're not in centre as much as other times, so we get swept in to the storm, into the chaos of the world, or the chaos of our outer environment, whether it's global, national, or closer to home. So the point of this card is to remind us that the power in these stormy energies, like the hurricanes of the world, if you like, is the powerful place is in the eye. This is where it's always calm, in this centre place. So if you find that you're being pulled in and swept into all the storms and the chaos and the craziness of whatever is happening outside of you, then you may not, or you may have lost centre. You may have lost that centre point. The storm's moving. It's just like a hurricane. So it's always moving. So we've got to kind of move with it. It's like with our balance. Once we find balance, it doesn't mean we have it forever. It changes. So as we change, as our situation, as the life changes, as the storm moves, we may forget or not focus on our balance for a bit. And before we know it, we're swept into the storm, or something may happen that knocks us off our feet. And here we are then being blown about in the storm. So what is really important, this is why my balance is super important to me and why I reflect on it and assess it daily. I assess it daily. I don't let myself get pulled into the storm too much before I get my balance again or take steps to find it. So if we let things get out of control for a while, we're going to be very much involved in the storm. And it might be very difficult. You know, I imagine we picked up in the hurricane and we're just floating around in the storm, trying to dodge debris. But where our centre is, we might feel really disorientated. So it's so important, I know from experience, to assess these things regularly before they get out of hand. So if you've been out of balance for a while, please take steps to do something about it. And to give you an idea, for me, if I feel out of balance for 3 days, that is long enough for me. I cannot stand going any longer than that. So then I have to stop things. I have to make it my priority to return back to balance, or in other words, return back to centre. So if you've been out of balance or out of centre for months or years, wow, that I can't even fathom how that would feel. So once you find your centre, once you find your balance, it's so valuable to commit to that regularly through your self-awareness and noticing what is knocking you off balance on a regular basis. Because if you could notice those small things and adjust at the time, you can pretty much hold your centre. You can pretty much hold yourself in balance. When you lose it and you're just dangling about and thrashing about in the storm, it's very disorientating. It's a very chaotic, messy, scattered energy to be in. So then it takes a lot more effort. It might take weeks to get back into centre and get back on your feet again. So can you feel what I'm saying? It is essential in my mind to assess and be aware of our center, our balance regularly. So in regards to our time of giving, we're being reminded with the chaos outside, out there, no matter what that is right now, but the chaos out there, it's always been there. We can't stop the storm. We can't stop the chaos. But what we can do, where our power is, can be found in the eye of the storm, in that peaceful zone. But we have to move with the eye, because the hurricane's moving. It's not a fixed stationary position. It's not like a tree rooted into the ground that is always going to permanently be in that rooted position. We have to flow, be flexible, move with it, adjust, notice when we're getting out of balance and make some adjustments. So our time of giving is time to hold center within the storm. So let's focus mostly on the center. And if we can all find our centers, even briefly during this time, then that will help. We're not giving attention to the storm. I wonder, actually, just sitting here, I wonder if the more people, the more attention, the more energy that's being given to this storm, these outer influences, I wonder if they keep the storm in play, or keep it, or grow its intensity. Because if we're focused on our center, it's almost like the storm doesn't exist. So if we can all focus on our center, all of us that are connecting now as best as we can, it's going to be easier for some of us than others, depending on how out of balance we might be. And that doesn't really matter, but I'm wondering if the storm would actually even exist if we all hold our center. Because we're not feeding it, we're not fueling it, we're not feeding that. I've seen like this angry dog in the corner. If we're not feeding it, we're not giving it our attention, maybe it's just going to calm down. So the more we feed into and are caught up in, swept up in the chaos and the storm, the more active and alive it's going to be, because it's being fed, it's being fueled with all the energy and the attention. So if we can do our best as we move into our time of giving to hold our center, then we can actually, by doing that, we diminish the storm. We can't control the storm, we can't change it, we can't stop it unless we don't give it our attention. It's a very powerful realization. The storm doesn't even exist if we're in center. So, our priority right now, and maybe, I'm not sure who asked the word, what is our theme word for today? Maybe it is something around finding our center, or holding in center, or being centered, or balance, because it's the same sort of thing. So that felt very long-winded. So let's move into our time of giving. But I'm going to focus on us finding our center first, and then being like pillars of light in our center. Because when we're in that center, in that calm place, we are like pillars of light. We are strong. We are holding ground. We are confident. We believe in ourselves. We're in the flow. So in that space, I see us all like pillars coming together in strength and expanding that energy around our planet, which is interesting because I've also grabbed the peacock drum. And the peacock, to me, one of the strongest elements of the peacock, or the medicine of the peacock, is confidence. It is strength. There's something very proud and strong about the peacock. Beautiful. So I'm going to play the drum in a minute, and I am going to, hold on, let me check it. I am going to guide us through, I'm going to talk us through this time. If you want to follow what I'm saying, please do, but you don't have to. So if you find that you're doing your own thing, you're off on your own little focus and your own little tangent, then please trust that. Excuse me. I'm not sick. It's allergy season. So yes, please follow what you feel you need to do. If that's following what I'm doing, then great. If it's a little different, then please trust what you need to do. The center of the storm is not going to look the same for us all. It's going to be different for us all. We're all different people. How I find my balance and what brings me into balance or knocks me out of balance is going to be different to what brings you into balance and knocks you out of balance. So we're all different. We've got different personalities. We live in different parts of the world, in different cultures, different societies. We have different interests. We have different values. So our center is unique. It is different. So let's honor that at this time. That's our priority. And then we will send energy out to others and around the planet. So there's nothing you can do wrong. Just listen, and hopefully it will feel good to you, whatever it is we do. So take a nice big breath. I'm not going to play this loud. It's very, very early in the morning. I don't want to wake up the neighbours. I just want to sit here quietly under this gum tree and connect with you. Okay, so nice big breath. So before we focus on the giving intention, let's focus on ourselves. Finding our center. So breathing is one of the best ways we can do it. I imagine if I'm trying to center myself, I breathe up and down my body. And a lot of people over the years have thought that's a bit weird. But I imagine drawing a big breath in and breathing up the front of my body. And as I breathe out, I draw the energy down the back of my body. And so as I do that more, I'm making myself taller and become more like a pillar of light. So try it if you want to. Take some big, deep breaths. Straightening up your spine. Feeling the weight of your body that's helping ground you and make you present, because in the eye of the storm we are present. We are not swept in to what happened in the past too much. We are not swept into our concerns and worries for the future, because we just are present in the center, in the moment. So now let's bring our attention to the earth underneath us. I'm sitting out here on the ground, so I'm right down here with the earth, but you may be 20 stories up in the sky. So get a sense of your bearings and where the earth is underneath you. And feel the support and the love, the strength, the stability coming to you from the earth. So you can do that by even just connecting with the weight of your body, wherever you might be. If your feet are on the ground, on the floor, on the grass, wherever you might be, take a grip on the floor with your toes, just to feel a little more connection. And now let's imagine drawing up from the earth and into our body the beautiful love and stability of the earth. Welcome it into your body as it moves up from the soles of your feet or your spine if you're laying down. And you may see this earthly light as a colour. I see it as a red-brown. And now I feel it, I imagine it, I hold the intention of bringing that earthly love, that stability up fully into my body. It's like it's bleeding into me from the earth. And I trust that this energy will move into the parts of my body that need it, to help ground me, help me find and hold my center, to help me stay aware of this moment and give my attention to the things that empower me, the things that support me. So now we're feeling nice and grounded and centered. Let's now imagine that we're coming together in a big circle, all of us now. Let's reach out our hands and take the person's hand who is next to us, as we all stand together in this circle of love, in this center that we've created. So let's hold our hands with someone next to us. Imagine it as best as you can. And let's now share this energy, this love, this centeredness, this stability that we're feeling around our circle. So let's give out through our left side, through our left hand, and bring the energy in through our right hand. So we're creating a flow. We're creating a movement now as the energy moves around from each of us who are connecting now. So we're standing tall in our center and now sharing this love that we feel with each other, from hand to hand, from heart to heart, giving and receiving in perfect balance. We cannot give more than we receive, and we cannot receive more than we give. All is perfectly balanced. We're also safe and protected here. So let's keep generating this energy, building. The momentum builds as the energy moves around and around. It strengthens, it grows. Okay, so with this strong circle we've created, now is the time to put or to invite people that we know and love who may be struggling or dealing with issues, maybe who are grieving, who feel lost and alone. Anyone we know who is struggling, let's now imagine putting them into our circle. We're putting them in because we care. We're not putting them in because we want to change them or force them to think or do what we think is best. We're putting them simply into our circle because we care. So let's imagine these people in our circle. I'm just going to add a few people, so just give me a moment. Okay, so with these people now in our circle, we now hold these people in a space of love, of healing, of strength, or whatever they need. We don't force it upon them. We're respecting their choice if they want to receive this energy or not. Again, we're putting them in because we care. We want to see them happy. We want to see them healthy. We may want to see them free. Doesn't really matter how we want to see them. It's how they want to see or feel it themselves. So we're just offering this, and they will take it if they want to. So our circle is full of people. I can feel them all. It's like a hospital ward with people laying in their hospital beds, people sitting in isolation or alone, people desperate and upset. And holding them in this love and support and strength and healing. They can stay in this circle for as long as they want to and receive what they need. Okay, so we hold them in this space, and now we bring our attention back to our circles as we expand this energy that we've been sharing from hand to hand. We increase it, we expand it, we move it up like the spiral of grace, up to our crowns, as we now share this energy from crown to crown, crown to crown, like this glowing halo that we're creating together in this circle. And we're building the energy here. It's becoming lighter and brighter, this bright halo of connection that we're generating together now. And now this energy expands up from our crowns and flows out over the planet, covering the earth in this beautiful blanket of love and light. So this blanket of love finds anyone who is lost or alone, anyone who is struggling or grieving, or anyone that just needs a bit of love in this moment. This love finds them. Again, we don't force it upon them, but we respect their choice if they want to receive or not. But it is being offered. We're offering them a blanket, and it's up to us, up to them whether they take that blanket or not. If they choose not to, we respect that. It's their choice. So this love also flows down into the deepest parts of the earth, and also up into the highest parts of the earth and the atmosphere too. As we bring or send this love above and below to any of the areas of the earth that need it, into the waterways, the hearts of the animals that need it. It's infiltrating everything that needs it, and everything that wants it now. Our power of intention and coming together. So now we leave the earth held in this blanket of love, trusting it will soak down and soak into the parts of the earth and the people, of course, the people who need it. So we leave it there as we bring our focus back to our circle. And this high vibration that we've been generating is now coming into us. So we now go from our focus of the circle to ourselves as we draw in this high vibrational love into our crowns and down into our bodies, where it mixes with that earthly energy that we connected with before. And here we merge heaven with earth, spirit with matter. Here we bring all of who we are into this moment, holding strong as pillars of light within the eye of the storm. But now it's just an eye, it's just a space of center, because what we've realized is that the storm doesn't exist unless we feed it, unless we're swept away in it. So the more we can hold in our center, in our balance, in the eye of the storm, and this storm ceases to exist. The drama lessens the less we feed it. It's a big realization, and it makes sense. Okay, so nice big breath as we stand here as pillars of light, like those old Roman or Greek pillars, tall, growing up and down, expanding, grounded, connected. So let the energy settle now. What a beautiful, supportive drum. So, wow, thank you. I trust that you feel good if you just joined in. That was our time of giving, and we were doing it with this card in mind, holding in the eye of the storm. So holding our center so that the storm ceases to exist. So I'll put that card back. Thank you so much. This drum is on the website too, so if it speaks to you, please take a look. It is an amazing drum. So thank you so much for joining me. I am getting ready to go, so I will be pulling a card to go in a moment. So I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me and for being an important part of this whole connection. Your role that you've played, whatever it has been important and valuable. You are not small and insignificant that the storm would like to lead you to believe. We have no power in the storm. The storm has the power. The drama has the power when we're swept into it. The fear has the power. When we're in the center, when we're in our center, whatever that means for us at the time, that's where our power is. So then we can realize, I'm just feeling on the best way to word this, because I was going to say our impact, but I find that a little bit of an ego perspective. We can just get about living our life the way we want to live it when we're in our center. Sure, we have to dance around the law, we have to dance around the rules of society, but we do it in a space of center and a space of quite balance, happiness, joy, peace. So sometimes to disconnect from the storm or the chaos, sometimes, in fact, quite often, we might need to turn off the TV, turn off the drama, turn off the things that are feeding into the fear and the drama and the storm. Sometimes it means turning off social media for a few days, maybe a week or two, if it's been really pulling at you. Social media has its great benefits, like I can connect with you in this way. I feel there are great benefits to it, but it can also be a very toxic place. So if you find yourself feeling just intoxicated from social media, why not turn it off for the weekend? Why not take a week's break where you remove all the apps off your phone? You maybe even turn your phone off if that's something that's possible. How can you distance yourself from the storm and from the drama, especially if you notice now that you've been pulled into it? If you're already in center or quite centered, it might not be important. I don't need to, because I'm feeling quite balanced in general. So see how you go. But we are definitely not small and insignificant. Why do you think the drama keeps feeding and wanting us to live in fear and feel divided? That's the best way that they can conquer us. United we stand. Divided we fall. Fear has a way of making us feel small. So the best way that the powers, the elite who control the world, can control us is to keep us living in fear and keep us living in that storm, in the drama. So the best defense we have is to hold center. So if you haven't been feeling that for a while, and this has brought awareness that you need to take some steps to bring yourself back into center in your life, we might feel it now quite nicely. What happens when you turn this off and you get back into your everyday life? Can you maintain your center that you've felt, hopefully? Or are you going to get pulled straight into the anger and the frustration and the fear? Because that would be a problem. I couldn't do it. I couldn't live two lives. So where it's really going to count, everything that we've done, where it's really going to count is when you turn this off. What are you going to do about holding center? What are you going to do about keeping your power and creating a peaceful, relatively peaceful life for yourself, out of the storm, out of the drama? So thank you for joining me. I am going to pull a card to go because I'm interested to see, okay, what do we need to think about now moving forward from here? I don't know. It will depend. It's going to be personal for us all. Depends on how you've been doing, how your life is. Do you need to close some doors? Do you need to affirm some boundaries? Have you been getting into bad habits lately? Negative thinking? So there's probably potentially a lot of change or a lot of improvement, which then takes us back to that very first card, the spiral of grace. Moving out of the loop of the storm, out of the loop of the drama, of the outer drama. And moving into the spiral of grace where we walk on that path, that spiral expanding path that offers us new perspectives. It offers us growth. It offers us expansion. It offers us love. Does the drama offer love? From what I see, the drama only offers chaos and fear. Love can be found when we hold center, the eye of the storm. So, thank you for joining me. If you have enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. If you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. And if you would love to support my work and to help these types of videos come out to you, then please consider supporting my work through my website. I've got lots of things that I've created. I think we've got one deck of these left. They're actually just about sold out. And 2 Speed of Light Oracle. But I've got some card decks I've made, books I've written, crystal pendants I make, pottery, artwork, some supportive services, meditations, lots of things I've created over this last 15 years. So check it out, please, if you're interested. Your support is essential. So let's now look for the best card we need as a group, the majority of us, for our forward movement from here. How can we bring what we've learned and what we feel now into our everyday life? How can we make it count when we turn this off and look at our life, look at our relationships, look at ourselves? How can we make it count? What is the best next step for us? It's this. And it's this. Look at this. It's card 37, called Cellular Change. I'm going to read this. See what stands out for you, especially in relation to what I've just been talking about. I love it. Love. We could stop there, really. Love. Healing on a cellular level. That's deep. That's deep healing. Can we get much deeper healing than on a cellular level? It says union, merging, wholeness, complete. It's funny, isn't it, when we're caught up in the storm and the drama, there's always something that feels missing. We feel separate somehow. We don't feel that when we're in the eye of the storm. We are whole. We are merged. We are united with ourselves. We are complete in the center. We don't feel those things in the storm. It's a bit like truth and illusion, fear and love. It says galactic connections, anchoring love, change, the new, truth, and heaven or higher vibrations into our body and life now. You are ready. I love that sentence, anchoring. So I love that. That's like grounding. So anchoring. So as the pillar of light in the eye of the storm, in our center, because we're going to eventually realize there's no storm at all when we're in this space. So in this space, anchoring, so like in our legs, in our feet, like this anchor, this weight that's helping us anchor and really ground love, change. We could also say improvement instead of change. Love, improvement, the new, truth, high vibrations into our body and life. We are ready to do that. So this is deep, deep healing, which we could say deep, deep change. If change scares you, then deep, deep improvement. Change is just improvement, hopefully. For the most part, it is improvement. Is there any change that hasn't been good in some ways? If we're in the middle of a change that's really taken us by surprise, it may not feel that way yet. But that's what I was talking about at the very beginning, looking for the opportunity in the challenge, which then means that no change is not worthwhile once we see what the opportunity is, what we can learn from it. So this is very deep, deep healing in our body. So how does this translate into now moving forward into our life with all of this quite impactful connection that we've made today as we prepare to start the new year? Because I feel, like I said at the beginning, the 12/12 marks one of the milestones at this time period as we move into the new year. So I feel it's showing us that the power is in our hands, that we are not victim to the drama out there, that we can take responsibility for how we feel and start doing something to hold our center, hold our balance. That there are deep changes potentially available to us. If you just joined in partway through, it may be worth connecting with the replay, because everything from the very beginning of this video till right now at the end has been connected, and there's been quite a lot of important realizations made. So it might help you to save this video, bookmark it, come back and connect with it maybe over the next few days, and really let this energy sink in. This truth, it really is truth. You will feel it. You will know if it's truth. You can feel it in your body. You can feel it in your being. You can probably hear it in my words. This is truth, and it's important truth for us all as individuals to know right now. So if you have this deck, I would be grabbing this card and keeping it close by for a couple of days to really help anchor and ground this energy, this reality that we have moved into. This reality of center and balance. Yeah, interesting. There's lots to think about. I'm also going to get my journal and make some notes here about the things that are really important for me to think about, and really look honestly at my life, what fits in with what I'm realizing and what doesn't, what is dropping away. There's not much, because I actually pretty much every day live this way anyway, but there might be a few little things that need tweaking. So thank you. I've used my healing energy cards. I think we've got one deck left. These are pretty much sold out, and I've got no plan at this point in printing more because of the world situation at the moment. So for now there won't be any more, but I'll still be using them. So thank you. This has been a really nice connection. I've really enjoyed the time that we've spent together today, and I'm really pleased that I came down here so early in the day, in the peace, the quiet of the new day here. So yeah, thank you. I'll read your comments too when I get back on my computer. So take care of yourself. Happy 12/12/2020, and I will see you when I see you next. Take care of yourself. Sending you loads of love, always. From my heart to yours. Namaste.